thank you to everybody that has joined in, and sorry for the delay. And our special guest too is also waiting to hear, we want to hear from her, so we're not going to waste too much time. I'll just do a brief introduction of why we're doing this. And I'll just, please, and Emmanuel, can you help me, can you enable me share my screen?
You can share your screen. Share your screen, go ahead.
Okay. I can't share my screen.
Go ahead now, go ahead.
Okay, so I would not bother sharing my screen. I will just go straight to it to explain. We're basically here to sponsor a child through school, and we're basically here to mark or celebrate the International Day of the Child. We are grateful that we have young people. We have young people in the house, and we also have orphanages, about 3 orphanages that we sponsor and we cater for, that are also tuned in. So we have like groups of people, groups of young children, young girls that are logged in, and we are very grateful to have them on board. The whole idea is for them. This whole thing was put together for them, for young people, to be able to show the strides that are being made, to encourage them to push and achieve more. And so that is why Sponsor a Child Through School has put this together. We had 2 events. One was done yesterday, and one is going on today. So the UNICEF Global Focus for International Day of the Child is really about breaking stereotypes. We want the girls to be able to think outside the box, to be able to feel less discriminated against. And there are several ways that the UNICEF is also pushing that agenda. One of it is we're saying that girls should be able to feel safe. They should be able to have more advocacy for issues that concern them. We're breaking stereotypes, especially in the digital world. And we're also finding inspiration from females that have gone ahead of us. So for the young girl that is out there, we're saying they need to see models and role models and mentors that they can look at and say, oh, I want to be like this person, and they can aspire to do that. And so that's why we're doing this. The young girl of today deserves to dream. She deserves to run free with no limitation. That's according to a quote by Kamogelo, and she says this is what she believes a girl's dream should be. She's about 18 years old. So our whole plan is on child this period, and just to encourage them to be all they are and they can be. So who are we? SACS is an NGO, and our main focus is education of disadvantaged children. So we work with orphanages, and so we work with orphans and less privileged children by providing a platform where they can thrive. And this is what we do. And we have people that bring scholarships and help the children go to school. But it's not just about scholarships. It's not about just the formal education. We're looking at total well-being of the child. And that is why we have a special guest today who has taken time off to be with us. And her name is Mrs. Owen Mogiafor, and she's the president and group CEO of Transcorp PLC. I know, unfortunately, I can't show her picture on the screen. So I will just read out her bio as a form of introduction. Please, can we mute all our mics? Thank you so much. So Mrs. Omogiefo holds a BSc in Sociology and Anthropology from University of Benin. And she also has an MSc from the London School of Economics and Political Science. She's a Harvard-trained executive, a certified change maker, and a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, UK. She commenced her relationship with her career as a relationship manager in Bond Bank in 2003. In 2004, she became the HP consultant at Accenture, and also left to become the HR advisor of UBA. Subsequently, in 2010, Owen became the HR director of Heirs Holdings and later became the chief operating officer of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. In 2018, she left the foundation to assume the role of executive director of the Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, that is Transcorp. And early this year, Transcorp announced her as the new president and GCEO of the company. Owen has proven beyond doubt that hard work and consistency truly pay. She's a member of several boards. She's on the board of several companies and also a member of the Institute of Directors Nigeria, amongst others. She was named one of Africa's top 100 female CEOs. And some of her quotes that she has given over time is, great leaders build on the legacy of others. When you miss milestones, do not throw out the goal completely, rather take stock and keep on the journey. And the one that I like particularly is her desire. She says, I hope my story will inspire other women to just go for it, to never shrink themselves and to put out a hand for the next woman or man. So we are delighted. It's my singular honor to present Owen to share her story with us. Over to you, ma'am. Is Owen live, please?
So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Yes, we can.
Good afternoon, we can.
Hi, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So a big congratulations to everyone that's here today. And I need to apologize ahead of time because we're supposed to start at 2:00, and I had told the organizers I have another commitment. But I really want to do this. I love spending time speaking with people, see how much as possible how to motivate, and there's no better opportunity than an opportunity like this. So I want to congratulate the organizers, and sorry about the technical difficulty that you had today. Nika, do you mind telling me who we have? I see Compassionate. The line is not showing very well, and I see sought after. Can you state the names, please?
Yes, we have. Okay, I believe we have Compassionate Orphanage. We have over 30 children or 40 or thereabout there. We have sought after, and we had Precious Pearl. I'm hoping that they will join us subsequently. So that's about 3 orphanages, yeah.
Okay, so Nikki, I'm also going to ask you to give me 5 to 7 minutes. As you know, I had explained to you what I had on my time earlier on when you came up. So I'm going to ask you to go on with other aspects of the program, and I'll get back up, right?
Okay.
So I'll let you go on with other engagements. Let me see how I can resolve part of my schedule so I can spend about 20, 30 minutes. So nice to meet everyone. Let me go resolve, and then I'll get back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to do, while we're waiting, I'm just going to tell you about what we're about and the burden that we have as Sponsor a Child Through School. The presentation now I can share, so I can try to show what I had initially. So this is going to take about just 5 minutes while she sorts out her issue. So it's been a remarkable year with COVID, and I would say that we're all better thank God for that it's subsiding. The challenges still remain, and we all have to do our part. Like I said, the focus this year for UNICEF is, for the International Day of the Child, is girls asserting their right to be safe, pushing more advocacy for issues that concern them, breaking stereotypes and entering the digital space, finding inspiration from females that have gone ahead of them. So this is important, right to be safe for every girl child. We also have bringing about change and breaking stereotypes. So this is all that that was why we also held the event that we held yesterday, breaking the stereotypes in ICT. Young girls can do more in the ICT space, in the STEM space. We're also identifying role models that inspire us. So as young girls, excuse me, as young girls, we need to find people, role models that we can look up to and want to emulate or want to even surpass in terms of the achievements that they have made. And then with this, we have the right to dream. Young girls have the right to dream. You have the right to see your dreams come to pass. So do not allow the circumstances, whatever circumstances that you're going through, to limit you or to restrict your ability to dream big. So that is what the quotes that I had earlier said, already read out. You deserve to dream, you deserve to run free with no limitations. And that is from Kamogelo from South Africa. So SACS, we're an NGO, and like I said, the focus of our NGO is really to help disadvantaged children. And we work with partners from OFES who provide scholarships. And apart from scholarships, they provide other sources of encouragement and outreaches. So we do all sorts of things like this particular event. That's part of what we do, which is basically trying to holistically groom and grow children, disadvantaged children. So in terms of population statistics, we've seen that currently out of our 170, 180 million people, we have 43%, about 50% are young people. So we have a very vibrant population. We have young people in our population, and there's a need for us to engage them. There's a need for us to provide guidance. There's a need for us to educate them. This slide is actually part of what drives us as SACS. So UNICEF says about 10.5 million children are out of school, and we are the highest in the world. And truth is, even with all the insurgencies, it has actually increased, estimated that it has increased to 13.2 million children that are out of school. We have 2 to 3 children that do not have access to early childhood education in Nigeria. 50% of our children go to secondary school. 51, and then I wonder what happens to the other half. 51% of them engage in child labor. And then 30% of Nigerians are unable to read or write. So this is part of why we say this is our focus really. And this is why we do what we do. So for us in SACS, it's all about impact. Our education is not just formal. We also engage in self-development and self-awareness projects for our children. We also do a lot of vocational training because we believe that these children need to be equipped to be able to stand on their own, irrespective of whatever circumstances that they've grown in. So we also do a lot of vocational skills, a lot of self-development, self-awareness programs for our children. So we want you people to join us. We want people to be a part of us. Many people would say they want to share, they want to be able to give back, they want to run scholarship programs, they want to have foundations, but they can't trust people. So we are saying that Sponsor a Child Through School is a foundation that you can work with, and we can make that dream a reality. We are sold on it. It's a crusade for us to make a difference in the lives of these children. And in any way that we can get people to partner with us, it will be highly appreciated. You can contact us. We have our email addresses. We have our website. You can go to our website and follow us on all our social media platforms, and generally just be a part of us. So, like I said, the focus of International Day of the Child, there's an importance in education for the girl child. So this period, we just wanted to focus on the girl child. We plan 2 events. So the first one is to inspire young girls to dream in spite of challenges, and then also equip them with tools that would help them. So the first one we did was yesterday. The first event was an infotech awareness talk. So we held that, and it was an amazing outing. We had partnership with Trackit. Trackit's an IT company, And we had the SSA SSA to Lagos State Governor, Engineer Salau. She was here. She was there to speak with the girls, and the girls asked a lot of questions about her and her journey. She told us about her journey in the ICT world, and it was really, really interesting. And we found out the different stereotypes that have bedeviled the girl child in aspiring for careers in ICT or in IT. So for us, it was a very rewarding session, and all the speakers were there. I mean, we had Dr. Kemi also that spoke to the children, and it was an amazing time. So this is part of what we're trying to do, to say we don't have to limit ourselves as girls. We need to push ourselves. We need to break beyond those stereotypes and achieve more, because we can do more. So today is our Career Turk journey, and we wanted to. This is our host, our guest speaker. So we wanted to just basically get inspiration from people that are doing great things, women that are achieving great things. We want to be able to glean from them. So as young girls, wherever you are right now, especially those in the orphanages, all the children are orphanages, we want you to listen to her. We want you to open your heart, listen, and learn. There's a saying that you don't have to make your own mistakes yourself. You know, people say you learn from your mistakes. It doesn't have to be your mistake. You can learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from other people's experiences. And when they're sharing, you want to listen. So there's a lot for us to glean from. So that is basically what we're about and what we're doing this for. I hope that, okay. So I'm hoping that she'll get back to us quickly and we can continue. In the meantime, if anybody has any question about Sponsor a Child Through School. So we have partners of Sponsor a Child Through School in the house. So I'm not alone, I'm just a coordinator. So we have amazing men and women in the background that do exceptional work. And they are the reason why we're able to come up with what we come up with. And I really want to appreciate them. So I don't know if, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I don't know if the partners Sponsor a Child Through School want to say anything while we wait for our guest speaker.
Hey. Hi, everyone.
Oh, she's back.
Yes,
Awesome.
I'm back.
Okay.
So good afternoon again. So my name is Owen Omogiafo. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs, so I'm a bit breathless. Okay. I'm trying to see the pictures. Please, can the host spotlight our gorgeous guest, or host, sorry, I'm not the guest actually.
Okay, are you referring to the children? You want me to spotlight the children? Okay, so would you want me to spotlight the children?
Yes,
the children,
yes,
okay, so this is Compassionate. Let me spotlight Compassionate. So this is Compassionate.
Hello, hi.
Aha. Okay. So the other school, I can't see their name. Nika, is their name on the participant list? Because only Compassionate Home that I can see here.
Okay, we have Sought After.
Sought After. Okay, so I will spotlight Sought After now. Okay, so this is Sought After.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, good.
So thank you very much for taking time out of your Sunday. I know what Sunday is like. We all just want to rest and get ready for the week ahead. But thank you for coming to listen to me today. And I want to appreciate my dear friend, colleague, well, former colleague, and also my in-law, although that's not how we started out. Abiyayiwa Omorege, she reached out for us to do this. And I said, oh, most definitely, no matter how one's schedule is, you should anyway, as a decent human being, create time to speak to the future leaders, the next generation. And I'm very happy we're having this today, October 11th, which is the International Day for the Girl Child. So of course, let me appreciate all the men that are here as well, because we don't live in a world that is filled with only women, but it's a balanced one. So a bit about myself. So presently, I'm the President Group CEO of Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, which is Nigeria's largest leading listed conglomerate. Nike has read my official bio, so I don't think I should spend much time about that. I guess really the interest for today is to hear what's the story getting there. Mr. Moderator, can I please ask you to add the schools to the spotlight? Let's share the spotlight. I like to connect with my audience.
Okay, I'll do that just now. I'll do that.
Thank you very much. Okay. So the journey to getting here. So I was born Owen Eliho, the third child. I had 2 older brothers at the time. Well, actually 4. I had 3 older brothers, and there was the little girl. So from the moment of being born, according to my parents, I'd always been a fighter. You know, those kind of people that will struggle to get things done. So born an asthmatic and supposed to not do this, not do this, not do that. But the very stubborn Owen would insist on doing that. So let's start with my name. My name Owen means bright star. Do you like that? If you like it, wave. Do you like the meaning of bright star? So that's what my name means. Owen means bright star. And there's a lot in a name. I'm sure we all have names, right? There's no human being that does not have a name, do we? We all have our names. So we should try and find out what our names mean and begin to work towards delivering on the promise of that name. So I was born into this family. Along the line, we encountered some severe hardship, very, very severe hardship as a family. And I recall my brother and I would trek to school. We were giving money for bus, but we didn't have money to buy snacks on the way. So we trek parts of the way so that we can have more money to use to buy tuck shop. You know how it is now when the bell rings in the afternoon and children are running to the shop. You also want to be a part of those that are running to the shop. So we used to do that. And that trekking, and it was really interesting because we're small. I finished primary school at the age of 9+, and my brother is just 2 years ahead of me. So there we would walk. But of course, Nigeria was much safer than it is today. I wonder if today I would be bold enough to just be walking, but it was much safer then. We would walk pathway to get to school. From time, I've always been very driven, very committed, and I had people I could look up to. And that's what I'm hoping from this session today, that you are able to leave this session with that sense of, I can be who I determine to be. Can you say that? Say it, I don't have to hear you, but I'll see your lips moving and I know you are saying it. I can be who I determine to be. Yes, put it, affirmation, touch your chest. I can be who I determine to be, okay? So from a very early age, I was determined to be in a position to help people. Once upon a time, I wanted to be a medical doctor. Once upon a time. Does anybody want to be a medical doctor there? Please put up your hand if you want to be a doctor. Any doctor? Nobody wants to be a doctor. Any engineer? Why, you don't like doctors? Oh dear. But once upon a time, I wanted to be a doctor. But then I realized when I was 15 that I did not like blood. I'm not sure what kind of fake doctor I would be if I cannot stand the sight of blood. So I had to quickly rearrange my head and figure out what I was going to do next. All along, I have made, by the grace of God and the support of those around me, I've been able to stay focused on my studies. I strongly believe in whatever is worth doing well. Even today, as time was running out, I was offered, look, just spend 10, 15 minutes to talk to them and leave. I replied, whatever is worth doing well. Hence my request earlier on to step out for a few minutes to go and sort out my other obligation and quickly come back before the next obligation comes up. So through primary school, secondary school, very studious, I want to encourage you, read your books. It's helpful, okay? It is helpful, it is great. Stay focused on your schoolwork. I went to a public primary school in Benin City called Agbado Primary School. Let me describe my school to you so you understand it. It was those schools that you have morning school and afternoon school. At a point in time, they even added evening school. Do you understand? It's not as if it was it's not that school, right? It was a school where toilet was not even working. That was my primary school, right? That just to give you an idea. Remember what I told you about going through tough times? Do you remember when I said so? Just to give you an idea of my primary school. In fact, some of the classes did not have chairs. Some people used to sit on the floor for some of the classes. But that did not affect the quality of the knowledge, the lessons learned from being in that school. Till today, I write the letter D in a certain manner. Why? We had a math teacher. If you don't write that letter D in that manner, you're going to get a conk on your head. So till today, that's how I write my letter D. Till today, if you see me when I want to say decimal, I will tell you 8.33. Some people will tell you 8.33, but the correct thing is 8.33. Once it is past the point, it becomes units. I still remember all those things. It was in that my primary school that I was taught how to be respectful of course, you learn it from home, true, but school reinforces it. You know how to be mindful of others, respectful of others, and doing what you needed to do. We had chores. There was nothing like, oh, anybody was coming to clean the school. No, there was a roster of, the day you had to clean, to clean the board, arrange the chalk, sweep, mop. We had all of these things laid out. From there, I went on to secondary school. I went to Uniben Demonstration Secondary School. So it was tough. Why am I saying it was tough? I went to a school that in reality, it was tough to afford the fees for that school. I love cooking. I've always loved cooking, but I could not do food and nutrition because I literally could not afford to buy the pots, the pans, and all those things that you need to bake. It was an expensive thing. So I quietly, gingerly went to do agricultural science. But I still remained focused, making sure that I read and did well in my exams, very well in my exams, despite the challenges that one had growing up. What are these challenges? It simply meant that sometimes I didn't have all the textbooks. It meant that there were some projects I could not do, I could not submit simply because I couldn't afford to do it. But again, remember what I said at the beginning? Who you are determined to be, you will be. When I was writing my JAM, I stayed focused, I studied, I read. When people will be playing beside me, I would be reading. Didn't mean I did not play, don't get me wrong. I played and I still play till today. But I strongly believe in work hard and play hard. And that led me into university at the tender age of 16 plus, where I was in 100 level, studying sociology and anthropology. I had no clue what that was because I wanted to read economics. After I had switched from doing medicine, because I did not like blood, switched from doing medicine, I wanted to read economics, but I did not score up to the cutoff mark for economics. So as a result, I was in sociology. My year one, I didn't even know what I was doing. My left from my right, I did not know because I had been a science student and now I'm in sociology is like arts, right? So it's as if you've been doing math, science, what is it called, the social studies. Now somebody is telling you to do other things, things that I totally had no clue about. But remember my determination, I still stayed and set goals for myself, which was to graduate very well. And to God be the glory, He blessed that effort, He blessed the hard work, and I graduated with a second class upper. Why am I saying this? You are at a certain stage where education is very, very important. Begin to think of what you want to do. I see how you're young, you're gorgeous, you have everything ahead of you. Begin to start thinking, what do I want to do? As a person, I don't like being idle. I must find one thing or another to do. Because of strike, those days of strike, there was some time in between secondary school and university. I used that period to go and learn how to do hair. So today, even though with my big title of President CEO, if anything happens, you see this my hands? See this my hands? My hands that are blessed by God. I can use it I can retouch hair. I can weave hair. I can plait hair. I can pack. So weave on, all those things I can do. Maybe I can't do the modern styles that are being done now because it's been like 25 years since I learned those skills, but I can do these things, okay? With this, my hands as well, I have learned how to cook very well. So if anything happens, I cook rice and sell to people, because one thing that is sure, no matter how much you eat today, you will be hungry. You cannot eat and say, oh, I'm now full for the next 3 days. It's not possible. You'll be hungry. So it's important to also learn that handwork along the line. I refuse to be idle, not possible. So went on with this concept of I don't like being idle. When I finished university, I went to look for a job, and I got a job in a stockbroking firm where at first I started out as, well, I was just there in the first instance, but they now gave me a title called a jobber. Big name for somebody that takes pen, because this was before this technology and computer, takes pen and writes out things. So a stockbroking firm is a company where they sell the papers of companies. So when you have a company, so let's say we have a company, we say, okay, this company, it is divided into 100 papers. Those papers are called shares, meaning how they are owned. So what we do in stockbroking firm then to say, okay, I want to sell this one paper for 5 naira, sell 2 paper for 10 naira. So that's what it was. So my job was to say, okay, who wants to buy? Who wants to sell? Then I will fill it out inside form. I used to spend a lot of time writing. And then I used to have to go drop the paper at the place called the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So there's behind me, let me get this. So this is one of the things that I treasure a whole lot. Let me see. Can you see it? Just nod if you can see it. Okay. I treasure this a whole lot because fast forward to nearly 20 years after I was a jobber, and I used to take bike from VI to Marina to go and drop paper. I was invited by the Nigerian Stock Exchange to come and ring the closing bell, and that got me this gong. So I'm very proud of it because it shows the level of progress that has been made. So it's been an interesting journey. Any opportunity I've had, I have tried to learn something new. Very, very critical. Every opportunity I've had, I've tried to learn something new because you see, with life, you don't know where something that you have learned today will be useful to you tomorrow. Now, Adeyua, who I hope is still here, will probably smile. I would like to, is her video on? I would have loved to see her face here. So Adeyua and I were in training school together once upon a time. And in that period, oh, there she is, good. She'll probably smile to hear me say this because she's never heard this before. Back then, when we were in training school, I had another friend called Omi. Class was supposed to start, but some days, oh, Abewa, I can't see your video. Some days we will not start on time. Remember that time, Abewa, when our class will not start early. So Omi and I, we used to go to the admin room to go and help them make those binders that we had back then. So as a result, I learned how to bind documents. right? No, actually, it was better the other way because now you're back in the light. Where you are. I can't see you anymore. Okay, great, great. So we used to go and do this like a textbook thing where you bind it together so people would have it. That was training school. Then I joined Accenture. In Accenture, we had one person, like an admin officer, who used to do all those binding, because those were the days when you still write letter, you print, you send, and da da da. So a lot of people did not, only one person knew how to use the binding machine. So everybody would wait for him to come back from everything he had gone to do before he would come back, before he would come and do the binding of proposals, of assignments we were submitting. Now, remember, I had been doing free work during my training school. So who knew how to use the machine? Me! So as a result, I went to talk to the man that was there. I said, please, do you mind if I use this to bind my own work? He said, oh, no problem. See where the things are kept. So that thing I was doing before now made me very unique in where I was working because I knew how to bind. So people used to come and be nice to me. I'm sure you have that one friend in school now that, you know, those days of somebody that has the football or somebody has one doll baby that you like. So you will be friends with the person, so that person will let you play with his or her toys. So I had people who used to play with me so that I would help them to bind their work. So remember, anything that you learn will be useful. Any good thing, no, don't go and learn bad things. You say, it's Owen that say you should go and learn bad things. No, learn good things. Good things that you learn will come up to be very useful. Now, keeping in mind the upbringing I've had, that background of I've had to work hard. God has been so merciful. God has been so gracious and kind. But that spirit of hard work is something that is ingrained in me, and that persistent desire to succeed. That mindset is something that I have taken all through my career. Abiyayiwa is there. She can confirm because they know my wahala of until it is done, it is not done. So that push, right? That push, that desire. Yes, people might say, oh, but you had this, you had that. But I said, but there were others that had this and had that, and even more, but have not achieved it. So that has been my journey. That's really the thing that is not in the statement. Nike already read what my career progression has been. So I don't want to spend time in there. I had to grow up without having my mother with me for a variety of reasons, but I grew up not having my mom. And I want to thank all the moms in the homes right now. So I'm giving you guys a wave and really appreciate you. I see one auntie wearing an orange check outfit. So say thank you all very much for what you do. I have had in my, yes, you're not looking back. As I grew up from the age of 8, when my parents married, broke up, and I had to stay with people who had different people take care of me, I understand what it means to have somebody who would love you unconditionally. It's not been an easy journey, but it's one that we give God all the glory. It's one that has become a testimony. So I'm going to stop here because I want to hear from you. I want to be able to answer questions that you have. Feel free to ask me any question, and I will try my best to answer. Is that okay? Or moderator, if there's any point you would like me to cover that I have not covered, please let me know as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're muted.
Abiyayiwa, I want to say something. We can't hear you.
Oh dear. And she's not muted though. Maybe type it in the chat box, then Nike can read it out. That might help.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I think there's someone from Compassionate that wants to ask a question before we go further. Who is? I think they can't hear me too.
They can hear you.
Okay.
Compassionate.
Compassionate, can you hear me?
Do you have a question? Let the person come forward and then ask the question. Or you can help her ask. I can see you're
Yeah.
motioning someone to come forward.
Ask your question, please. I don't think they can hear us. Okay, I think she's typing. Okay, maybe I would ask a question.
Hear you clearly. At least I can hear you clearly.
They can hear you, so maybe they just have a challenge. Or did they?
Their mic, maybe their mic or something.
Their mic is actually on.
Yeah, but because.
Okay, so let's move. Let some other person ask. Let's look at sought after if they have any question.
Tata, do you have any question? Okay.
They are shaking their head. No, they're shaking their head, so no question.
Okay. So I think I would just say a few comments. I mean, I'm surprised to hear the background story. You know how it is when you see someone that has achieved so much and you wonder, oh, is it possible, you know, or everything probably just happened to her easily. So I'm surprised to hear the background stories of all the hardships and things struggles you had to go through. So which kind of speaks to where many of us come from or where the children are coming from, to say, oh, irrespective of where they are, they can still make a difference. Things can still pan out better than they plan. And I think that is one of the issues our children have. They have issues of self-esteem. They have issues of, you know, because I don't have a parent or I don't have parents, nobody's looking out for me. So I don't know if you can speak to the issue of, you know, filling that void, and that's building that esteem, you know, for them, especially for the girl child.
Thank you very much. I'm going to also add Abiyawa's question to that, if you don't mind, because it's going to come together. She says, when you went through difficult times, what are the things, what you did to keep your focus? I will keep it like I've met, it wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy at all. Because here I was, a young girl growing up with boys. There were a lot of things I did not know. So this might be, maybe somebody might say it's TMI, meaning too much information. But I kid you not, there was a point in time in my life when I would shake. You know how boys shake? I didn't know that you needed to wipe as a girl. Do you understand? That's how much of that gap that was in there, because I just did not have that female figure for a critical point in my time, in my life. But God brought a wonderful lady into my life when I was about 14, 15. She's late now. She passed on 2 years ago. Sadly, this nasty thing called cancer took her away from me. She was pretty young. I kept being hopeful. I've always believed that God has set me on a unique path. That God has a mission for me, and my job is to deliver on that mission, keeping faith that He will see me through it. I have tried to draw strength from others. The reality is that even those that you think, let me tell you for free now, there are people that hear that I grew up. When I tell people my story, they're like, are you serious? Oh, we were with you at that point in time. And you look like you had everything all together. Look, your story is what you want it to be. I just want to say that. And you might be thinking now, oh, I don't have a father, I don't have a mother, I'm having to stay here. There are some people that have fathers and mothers and they are being abused by their fathers and mothers. We see the stories every day on social media. We hear about them. And from a very early age, I have learned to count my blessings and just be very, very grateful for them. Even when I went through the very painful experience in September of 2015, where I lost a child that I had prayed and longed for so desperately, conceived and gave birth to that little boy, and then being told that, Madam, sorry, but this child cannot live. He's actually going to be merciful if he dies, right? Even in that darkest moment, honestly, that pain is not describable. I still remember to thank God and appreciate him. Because while I am mourning the loss of a child, at the same time, some people have not even been able to get pregnant. At least I was able to celebrate the movement of that baby in my stomach for 9 good months. So that has kept me. That kept me a whole lot. And like I mentioned, I'm stubborn. I hope you've got it when I've been saying that I'm stubborn, right? Very stubborn. And why do I talk about being stubborn? Not stubborn in a bad way. Stubborn and determined to succeed. Because there were a lot of people who would say, it's not all you, that you don't have this, you don't have that. Watch now, we will see what you will become. And I used to say, watch, you will see what I will become. Indeed. Do you understand? When people tell you, watch, in this life, you will see what you will become. Look back at them and say, yes, you will see what I will become. Because that's really going to be your own best revenge. So don't look at where you are now and think that this is what is going to define or determine. No, you're in places where you have love. You have people who care about you. I mean, look at Nikia, and I mean, it's not just about where you are. You also have people around. Not to sound like maybe big-headed or anything. I reject speaking opportunities, right? But as soon as I heard, I'm like, oh my God, definitely, let's do this. Do you understand? So you have so many opportunities in front of you. Look for people you can draw strength from. Please don't, if you are doubting yourself, don't go and get somebody that's also doubting himself or herself, because you just make matters worse. But people just sit down and be doing doubts festival and helping yourself to doubt yourself more. The next thing you know is that you are totally confused. You've forgotten about what you were trying to do. Surround yourself with people that will motivate you. It's so important. Till today, I am still doing that. I am now 40. I am in a position of authority, but I still have self-doubt till now. But I know who to talk to at different points in time. And it helps to reset you. I don't know if that's to reset you, to put you. It's like when you are misbehaving and somebody will, use our Nigerian way, will reset you with one small turning stick. Doesn't mean that the person does not love you. It's that concept of reminding you and pulling your ear back. And remember as well, we are Africans. In Africa, we say it takes a village to bring up a child. So please, at this front, don't think that you don't have father, you don't have mother. I did not have my biological mother with me growing up. From the time I was 8 years old to when I was 23, I did not see her. But I drew upon the love of other women around and acquired them as my mother. So I would say to you, you're blessed. Don't let anybody's negative mouths or anything, don't take it on. If somebody says something negative, turn it to positive and say, this is what I'm going to be, okay? If anybody says anything negative, turn it around and say, this is what I am going to be. Hard work. There's no shortcut in life. I just want to say that, please. There is no shortcut. And success, sorry, I know I've gone off topic, but I'm just inspired to say this. Success has different definitions, right? Success has different definition. The person that does not have shoes says, I wish I had shoe. The person that does not have leg says, I wish I had legs to walk. So always understand what success means and define it for yourself. And that will go a very, very, very long way in keeping you through difficult times. Remember where you are going to. Do you understand? Remember where you are going to. In life, we always have that one person that we don't want to disappoint. Always. If you want to take me today, Owen, as the person that you don't want to disappoint, go ahead. Take me. If you want to do something wrong, think about, would Owen have done this when she was coming up in her career? And mind you, so that we are clear, I got a lot of offers to do things the wrong way. Don't get me wrong. The offers were plenty. to do things the wrong way. But I know the people I don't want to disappoint. Do you understand? I know the people I don't want to disappoint. And I recognize that God puts me on this earth for a purpose. And I also know where I am going to. That has always been very firm. So continue to stay that path, even when it is tough. Thank you. Okay, I have a compassionate home says, what if you have plenty dreams? How can you achieve them within a space of time? I think that's a very good question. Remember I told you I had a dream of being a medical doctor. I've turned that dream into being able to help people without having to see blood, okay? The reality is that we always have dreams, but if you're going to get things done, try and pick the most critical ones, right? Pick the most critical ones, because you see, you do not have you can't achieve everything within a space of time. So ask yourself, how am I going to go about it? It's also good to write down your dreams. It helps. You write it down, excuse me. You write down your dreams and you sit down, because look, if you don't write down your dreams, it stays exactly what it is, dream. You know, dream, when you close your eyes, you sleep, something happens in your sleep. If you want your dream to be a reality, begin to write it down and pick 1, 2, 3 things. What are the dreams you're trying to achieve? Today, maybe later, because I don't know if anybody in my family is watching this, that's why I don't want to mention. I've had a dream for so long. And glory be to God, today that dream is being achieved for so long. My father, who struggled and struggled and struggled. Oh, they can't hear me. Can you hear me properly now? Hi. Okay.
Yes.
Today, I'm able to do something for him that I've wanted to do for a long time. And it's giving me so much joy to be able to do it. Write down your dream. Begin to specify, how am I going to get there? One by one. A dream might seem very big. It'd be like, lie. So let's say today you say, I dream, let me just pick a dream. I dream that I want to have a university degree. And today you are in primary 4, right? What university degree do you want to have? Okay, BSc Economics. Before you get to university, you have to kind of like finish primary school, enter secondary school, pass junior WAEC, at least in the regular path. You pass junior WAEC, pass senior WAEC, pass JAM, NECO, yeah, and then go into school. So break it down. And sometimes you have, when you even do one dream, with one dream, you achieve other dreams. But keep on dreaming. Very, very important. Because the day you stop dreaming, there's a problem and you should be worried. Please keep on dreaming. Keep thinking of how to get better day by day. But again, celebrate your successes, celebrate your wins. Because if you don't do that, it's very easy to get discouraged. You might think, I'm not doing well, but when you sit down and write down what you've achieved of the dreams that you had or that you have, you recognize that you're doing well. Okay, I have another question here. What if you don't have supportive parents and sometimes you're filled with the impulse to do the wrong thing sometimes? How do you manage that? This is what they call trials and tribulation. You know, in our Lord's Prayer, even God the Father recognized that we would have temptation. That's why it's there. Remember, deliver us from temptation. Don't know how it goes. Deliver us from temptations. This will be there. He said, what if you don't have supportive parents? The reality, my dear brother or sister that is asking this question, can you do much about that? Let me share with you a principle that I learned probably around the same time Aberiwa learned it, because we had the same teacher at a point in time. I'm sure she's smiling now because you know it's Tutu I want to talk about right now. Tutu Shuleye. Deliver us from evil. God bless you, Femi Abiodun. And I went to church today and I said that prayer. Sorry, it's tension. It's not easy. There's this concept that we're taught, circle of influence and circle of concern. So I hope you can see my video. So this is your circle of concern. No, let me do it very well, very dramatic. Can you see how big that circle is? Hello, can you see that circle? Big circle. A circle of influence is normally like this. So breaking down that big grammar. Circle of concern are things that you don't really have a control over, right? They are just things that happen. Your circle of influence are those things you can actually check, that you can control, or that you can do to help you fight those things that are in your circle of concern. Let me use an example I love to use a whole lot. It is raining and you have to go to school, right? Or you have to go to work, since we have a mixture of people here. Can you stop the rain? Do I have any rainmaker here? Can stop rain? So the fact that it is raining is a circle of what? Concern. It is raining. I cannot stop the rain, but I need to be somewhere at a particular time. My circle of influence is, what can I do to ensure I still get to work or I get to school at a particular time, knowing that I have to get to work or get to school dry? I can take an umbrella, right? I cannot stop the rain, but I can stop the rain from beating me. So to answer, you say, what? He said, if you don't have supportive parents, and sometimes you are filled with the impulse to do the wrong things, the fact that you know what is wrong already is a compass for you to do what is right. Let me come back. The fact that you know something is wrong shows that you are okay. You're good. There is good in you, because you see, the person that does not have good in him or her does not even know that this is the wrong thing. So once you know something is wrong, it is a signal to you to do the opposite and that which is the right thing. But hey, nobody is a saint. Sometimes you will fall flat and you will do that wrong thing. But please do not say, because I have done one wrong thing, I'm going to continue doing wrong things. Okay? If you've done one wrong thing, it's fine. Even if you did two. But the fact that you still know it is the wrong thing, please, I beg of you, come back and get back to the pathway of the right thing. Because it is so important in that your journey for success. And find support from different places, different good places. Once you know this particular person I'm with is not going to take me to where I'm going to, that is not supportive of the positive thing I want to do. Not that you see somebody that does not support your bad thing, you go and cut off from the person. No, keep that person. It's not supportive of the good thing that you want to do. Find another. I can see that we have a mixed group. As you grow up, you will have access to social media. For those who already have access, there's so much information there today. You can find people to connect with. Sessions like this, God bless the organizers, they've made it open, right? They've made it open so other people can join. And you have these wonderful mommies who are in here. Ask them questions. They will share with you. They will share with you and they will coach you with love as well. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I don't think we have any, do we have any more questions or any other comments? Yeah, we're done with that, okay. One of my major take homes is, even if you make a mistake, even if there is an issue, try to go back on the right path. That is so important, so important. Even and also for those that have gone through bad experiences, even if you have gone through bad experiences, you can still make good out of it, because sometimes we have people that have actually gone through very terrible circumstances and situations. We work with a lot of children from different backgrounds, and we always try to encourage them to say, see, you've gone through stuff, you can't change the past. That is like your circle of concern. You can't change what has happened, but what is the new you going to be like? What is the new phase going to be like? And that is what I think they should focus on. So I think it's very, oh, okay. Okay, this question is for us. Yes, there is. Abiodun. Abiodun is asking, there's a volunteering arm in SACS. Yes, we do have. If you go to our website, you will register and tell us what you want to do and how you want to help us on this, our crusade of helping children. We will be very, very happy to hear from you. So
Okay,
thank you so much.
Share that as well, because I would like to support you and
Awesome.
your quest for putting children through school. It was one of the commitments I made for my 40th birthday to be able to sponsor children through school. So I'm happy to have met you and can now fulfill it through you.
Amen. Thank you so much. I'm sure the children will be happy. Somebody will be like, yes, that is going to be my sponsor. They'll look, I mean, that will also encourage them. What we also try to do is make sure that they see people that are relatable. So we really do appreciate that. Is somebody there? Oh, yes. Somebody is talking.
Please mute everyone.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. So thank you so much, Howard. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for moving your meeting, rescheduling. We do appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you. And we look forward to bigger and greater faiths. And we know, we'll say, we know this lady, we know her, she's come to talk to us, you know, and we'll celebrate with you as you go along. We are so proud of you. I can't believe you're just 40. But awesome work, awesome work. Thank God for the grace upon your life. So thank you, everybody. Children, please can we wave and say thank you to our guest speaker? She has been awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you. And I want to say, is somebody else, anybody from SACS wants to say something?
I'd like to say something.
Okay, go ahead. Please, Emmanuel, can we? Emmanuel, please help us, please. Thank you. Shay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much, Owen. Thank you so much, Owen, for your time. We do apologize once again for the technical issues and the delay. We appreciate such an inspiring story of resilience, hard work, and determination. And I believe it's not only the young children that have benefited from this, we also have benefited as well. And it's just all about focus. And I'm just going to say this to the young children. You can't go back, just seriously with it. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start from where you are and change the end. You can start from where you are and determine what you want to be and plan your future and start to work towards it. There's so much out there, you know, and there are lots of opportunities out there. So I'd like to encourage everyone, go out there and be the best you can be. Take the little steps each day. Do you understand? And keep making those little progresses. Thank you very much, Owen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much as well. Thank you for having me. Right.
It was our pleasure. Abiodun, thank you so much for bringing Owen to us. Maybe in sometime in future, we'll also ask her to come again. I'm sure the children will love to have her, and we can give some progress reports from where we are today and where we'll be in the future. So thank you. Yes, thank you. And all our participants, thank you, Femi. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Bimbola, thank you, Kemi, Damilola, Evelyn, Wenga, Karima, everybody was on the other side and they came to join us in this new link. Mary, Michael, Molly, Obehi, Oyeme, Oji, Toyin, Omolola, Onachuku. We really, Opeyemi, Oyeme, Tikira, Zainab, Sought After Orphanage and Compassionate Orphanage, we just want to say a big thank you to everybody for bearing with us through all our issues and for sticking it out with us. And thank you, Emmanuel, for making this possible. God bless each and every one of you, and we wish you a very fantastic week ahead. God bless you all. God bless you. God bless you.
Okay, thank you all. So we're signing off. Please feel free to visit our social media handles, which I've dropped in the chat. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We look forward to hearing from you. Also visit our website. We're also looking for volunteers. So if you have some skills that you want to use to help us advance our cause, please reach out to us, and then we will discuss with you on how you can help us. Thank you very much. I wish you a very beautiful week.
And we're looking for donors too, people that would also sponsor children. So please join our team. Join us. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you. Thank you all. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, and bye-bye.